Hey, let's work on C major pentatonic. Check this out. I'm gonna start down here around the 3rd fret. The root is C, 5th string, 3rd fret C. So I'm gonna use my pointer finger there, and to step into that I might play, which is G, A, C, or 3, 5, 3. You can do a D, C. That's a 5, 3 on the 5th string. I would master that little corner right there. It's pretty box shaped, isn't it? So when they say play like a blues box or something, they're kind of thinking that squarish shape. You can bend that note, or you can slide. I'm hitting the 7th fret on the 5th string. That's E, and we could call that the major 3rd, which is part of the chord. Hey, get out of here. Or you could bend up to that E pitch from the 5th fret, bend up a whole step. Slightly flat. Next we can cross over. You'll get into this pattern as you play it. This is a G, A, so it's repetitive, just like G, A. Here's another G, A. That's a 5, 7 on the 4th string. You can do hammer-ons or pull-offs. There's your 3rd string, 5th fret C. Maybe connect those C's like this. And that's going to be kind of like our home base for this kind of scale or key. That's a pretty familiar sound. Alright, if we keep moving, it's going to be C, D, E, which you might remember from here. C, D, E. You can slide into that E, so that would be a 5, 7, 9. So you can slide or bend or hammer on or pull off. There's quite a bit of variation, even though the notes are pretty simple. Alright, take it from the top. Once you get there, you're starting to see the kind of box shapes here. Like this box is kind of crooked. When you go to the G on the 2nd string, that's going to be 8th fret, 2nd string. And that's a part of the chord. It's a chord tone. A C chord is made of C, E, and G. So if you're soloing and you land on a G, it's going to blend in with the chord really well. Chord tone. Alright. Keep moving. So I would probably use middle, anticipating the index going to the 8th fret. So that's like a 9, 8, which is part of this chord, the C bar chord. From there, you could probably hear it coming, couldn't you? So that's G, A, C, or 8, 10, 8. That's pretty square, isn't it? So that again is 8, 10, 8, 10. You can bend that 10, which is D, up to an E, which is a chord tone. So that note sounds really correct over a C chord. That's an E. So it's pretty repetitive. I just wanted to make sure you can see how those are kind of all the same, but just different octaves. All right, one more time from the top. So you have to figure out when to slide, and that gives you a position shift. You're going to kind of just shift gears to a different spot. Shift, shift, shift. Seems like it's a D sliding up to E is the one I like to do or emphasize. All right, from there, go a little higher, you got a G. That's 15th fret. Another chord tone. You can slide into it. From there I might bend that, which that gets us a 6th interval, the A, which is not a chord tone for a C major, but it's still cool. And then we can resolve to a root, which, of course, that's a chord tone. So up in that area, there's your 15, bending up a whole step. And let's go to second string, 15. That's a D. Bend that up a whole step. So I might bend that D up and catch that G. And they kind of harmonize. Finally, the root, and that might be a good place to wrap it up. That's your second string, 13th fret, C. I would end probably with my pointer finger, and that might be a good place to put a little vibrato, which you can do. You can do different time with that. You can do like quarter notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, eighth notes. Let's see if I can do 16ths. Maybe triplets. Maybe. I'm working on that still. So, one last time I'll do the whole pattern. And that is C major pentatonic. Of course, you can take it lower or higher or play it on different strings. That's a really nice kind of diagonal shape. Starting on the 3, ending on the 13, and just kind of work your way in a nice pattern up the neck. And it's fun to do. It's not too hard. It's very repetitive. You just have to account for the B string being tuned in thirds versus the other strings are tuned in fourths. So the box pattern gets a little bit interrupted, but that's just the way guitar is. So can't let that throw you off track too bad. So thanks so much for letting me show you a little bit about C major pentatonic. See ya.